It's the Midnight Rain, and today we're going to do an eyeshadow swatching. Oh, I love eyeshadow swatchings. Today we are going to swatch Eye of the Storm from Kylie Jenner. This is the pressed powder palette, and this is the Eye of the Storm palette. You might have seen this recently in a haul I did from June. It cost me £6. It's probably not an authentic one, but we're going to test it anyway, just for the sake of it, because I love makeup to a certain extent, and I love the design of all of this. On the back there are the colours. If you want to stop, that's the name of the colours. I will write them down in the description below. So this palette is gorgeous. The look of the palette is cool. Inside it's all like storm looking. So obviously I paid £6 for this. It probably isn't an authentic Kylie Jenner one. There are reproductions out there you get all the time from like cheap sites. But it's got all the elemental and everything, and it all looks alright. And inside everything looks pretty good. So we have like creams, browns, we've got like earthy tones following suit. What we're going to do is we're going to do some swatching, and we're going to see what this is like. So without any further ado, let's get some makeup brushes. I got these from Primark, very snazzy. As always, it's where I usually get my little applicator brushes from. So we're going to try the lighter colours first, and then we're going to work up to the darker colours, as we always do. We always work light to dark. It's how I generally do each of them. So in all we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, which is a pretty good size for a palette, especially if you're not used to makeup. Having a smaller palette to work with gives you an easier way to mix colours or to use them. So we're going to start with this light creamy colour here, and then we're going to work our way up to the darker colours so that we can get a contrast between the palette from the light to the dark. That's how I always like to work. I used to like to work from the light to the dark. Other people might do it differently. We do light to dark. So the light colour on me, obviously you got to remember my skin tone will not be the same as everybody else's, but the light colour on me, as you can see, shows up really well. It's like zoom. You can literally just see that, like clear as day. So that is the kind of creamy white colour here at the top. And next we're going to try what I believe is like a tan colour. It's got kind of orange undertones in it. The last palette we had from Kylie Jenner didn't work as well as I hoped. The colours were really bright, but then on your skin it just didn't seem to take. So this is the next colour. As you can see, this one is fairly light. It's going to take a lot to show up on my skin because I have like an olive based skin. So my skin is already fairly dark. So this was this one. I suppose if you multi-layer it like over and over, or you put a darker undertone first, it might show up a bit more. But nonetheless, the colour itself, as you can see, is more of like a nude colour. Right, the next colour we're going to try is this brown up the top here. So I'm not a fan of browns as such. I mean, I don't choose to wear brown as a colour. It kind of washes me out. Brown just seems to bring me down. But this is a nice brown. It's not a very pigmented brown, but it does show up fairly well. So this is the brown. As you can see here, it's not a bad colour. It shows up pretty well. Let's turn my camera slightly, try and get rid of the glare. So here is the brown. It shows up pretty well. It's not a really dark brown. It's kind of I'd say it's like a nice mocha brown. We'll call it a mocha brown. Next, we're going to try the darker brown, but this is a glittery brown. Looks like it's got some kind of pigment of glitter in it, or shimmer. We'll call it shimmer. I don't think it's glitter. I think it's more of a shimmer. So you've got like a bit more of a sheen to it here. So there's that brown one. It's got more of a sheen to it, and it's coming off really well. I absolutely love that colour. I'm not a big fan of browns, but the colour itself is showing up really well. Now we're going to go into a bit of a different colour here. We've got like this luminous yellow. It's a bit of a mix match in a palette. I think maybe they've gone the yellow for maybe the lightning, hence it being to do with lightning and that. Is it a bit of a wrong colour to be in the palette? Maybe. I mean, you've got the earthy tones, the browns, the greens. They could have probably put another blue in instead, and on more like a sky blue, you know. There's the yellow. I mean, the yellow does go with the rest. If you look at my arm as a contrast, the yellow does follow suit. It's not my kind of colour. I wouldn't go out and deliberately pick yellow to wear. Next we have what can only be described as this kind of olive green colour. Again, this one's kind of glittery, or it's got shimmer in it. We'll call it shimmer. I don't know why I keep calling it glittery. It's quite clearly shimmer. The palette itself is holding up. We will take a look at the palette and see how much it's been destroyed at the end. But the green here, there's the green. So it does fit really suit. You've got the brown earthy tones going into the green, which I think went pretty well. The green itself is a bit of a mess. So we're just going to empty the palette slightly. The green, unfortunately, has died. It happens. Right, next is this gorgeous blue. It's like an electric blue. It does look like it's got maybe a hint of purple undertone in it. So whether it'll be blue. Ooh, look at that. Now this, I'm not really a fan of blue either. You'll learn that I'm not really a fan of colour in general. But this blue, look at that. That is just so gorgeous. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but that, for me, is a gorgeous blue. Right. The next one we have, we'll do the silvery grey next because we want to go up. So we're going to do the silvery grey. Again, the pug is breaking everywhere. We're going to do this silver next, and then we'll do the two blacks. We're trying to work from light to dark, but some of the... Oh, dear. Now, we found this last time, that some of the shimmers break really easily. The other colours were fine, but the shimmers, they just seem to crumble. Let's try. Here's the metallic blue, or it's a metallic grey with undertones of blue. Here's the metallic grey. So as you can see, if you look closely, it's got like an underhint of blue in it that's kind of shimmery. Now, unfortunately, the blue again, which has got the shimmer in, broke up really easily. The shimmer ones are breaking. The other ones, like these matte ones without the shimmer in, are fine. But the four with the shimmer in so far have all broken. See, can you see the difference? See, this is fine, yellow's fine, green's broken, this one's broken, and that one's broken. And they've all got the shimmers in. Really depressing. We're going to try the matte black first, and then we'll try the matte shimmer to prove a point. So we'll try the matte black first. So this is without the shimmer. So this is just a plain black. And as you can see, the plain black, as always, stands out the best because black is best. Just to let you know. If you didn't know that and it's news to you, then you haven't watched my channel enough. Now we're going to try the glitter. Shimmer. Moving on. And this one is what I'm saying. They break really easily. Oh, God. Okay, the shimmer ones, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's wrong with them, but they're just breaking. There's the black, the second black. Doesn't have as much shimmer. Looks practically like the other one. If you could tell those two apart, I mean, there's like a slight tone of difference. But the palette itself, let's just empty all the crap. So the palette itself isn't the best. The colours, yes. I mean, the colours are pretty good. You've got creams, you've got beiges, you've got greens. The palette itself didn't hold up. The shimmers broke. This shimmer broke, this shimmer broke, this shimmer broke, and this shimmer broke. The matte ones survived. The shimmer ones on other just seem to crumble. It's just like sand. And they just crumbled. The colours on here to my arm look pretty good. The colours themselves, you've got the lights down this end and you work your way up to the darker colours. So we've got cream, browns, we've got mid green and yellows, and then we've got blues and greys, and then finishing off on the best colour in the world, which isn't a colour I hear all the time. It's a shade, I know, let it go, it's black. So the palette itself didn't hold up, but if it's just a palette you want to use a couple of times, it's not going to be like the favourite palette of the universe. It's fine. Like I said, it's not an original Kylie Jenner. It can't be. I don't see that hers will fall apart like this. The other one that I had as well, the Calm Before the Storm, that fell apart as well, and it was the same kind of thing. So I think it's just the palette. If it is Kylie Jenner's, then I'm sorry, but you need to do some research, girl, because that is not worth using. I mean, they're all going to fall out eventually and there ain't going to be much left. The palette itself is really cute. I do love the design. And the box is really cool. Gotta love a shimmer. Not glitter. Shimmer. The colours on the back, I will write them down below in the description. If you want to buy this yourself, would I suggest it? Possibly. Maybe not for the shimmers, but for the palette itself as a whole, the colours are really good. The palette itself isn't the best quality in the world, but like I said, I got it from Joom. It's probably not authentic. It's probably fake. But I wanted to do the other one because I'd done the Calm Before the Storm, and then I wanted to do the Eye of the Storm. So if you haven't checked out the Calm Before the Storm, which is the other palette in this duo, I will link it at the end so you can check out both palettes and see for yourself which one is your favourite. If you want to see more makeup swatching and testing from me, I do have a playlist. I will link that at the end as well. If you want to see more from me, then you're going to have to like and subscribe to me and click the notification bell to be notified when my videos go up every day. I am the Midnight Raven. This has been Eye of the Storm makeup testing, and I will see you very soon for another video. Take care and thanks for watching.